What if the 30 minutes after your meal mattered more than the food you just ate? For older adults, that quiet half hour can be a powerful tool for extending life, improving digestion, and boosting long-term health. But only if you use it wisely. In this video, we'll explore the surprising science behind post-meal habits, and why what you do next could be the difference between sluggish aging and thriving longevity. If you've never thought about the time after your meals, now's the moment to start. Your future self will thank you. The critical 30-minute window, why it matters more as you age. What if I told you that the 30 minutes after your meal could be more important than what you actually ate? Sounds strange, right? We spend so much time thinking about what goes on our plates: low sugar, less salt, whole grains, more greens. But we rarely talk about what we do with ourselves once the meal is done. And that's where the real secret to long life might be hiding. When I was younger, meals were followed by laughter, movement, conversation. The kitchen would be buzzing with people cleaning up, kids running around, and uncles retreating to the porch with full bellies and stories to tell. But as we get older, that changes. Meals become quieter, slower. And often after eating, we do the same thing: we sit. Or worse, we lie down. I know I did. For years after retiring, my lunch ritual was simple: make a sandwich, eat in front of the TV, then nap. It felt like a well-earned rest. But after a while, I started noticing some things. I was more tired during the day. My digestion felt off. I'd feel sluggish even hours later. And my doctor, he started warning me about blood sugar, my cholesterol, and my slowing metabolism. At first, I brushed it off. I was eating healthy, was I? Watching my portions, cutting back on sweets. But then one day, during a routine appointment, my doctor asked me something I'll never forget. He said, "What do you usually do right after a meal?" I told him. He nodded and said, "That might be what's aging you faster than you think." That one question sent me down a path I never expected. I started reading more, asking questions, even talking to a few nutritionists and physical therapists. And what I learned completely changed the way I treat those 30 minutes after I eat. Here's what I found out. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to blood sugar swings, digestive slowdowns, and inflammation. And what we do right after we eat can either help smooth those things out or make them worse. In fact, some researchers now believe that your post-meal routine plays a major role in how long and how well you live. Let's start with something simple: blood sugar. After we eat, especially meals with carbs, our blood sugar naturally rises. That's normal. But if we're inactive, if we sit or lie down, that sugar stays in the bloodstream longer. Over time, that repeated pattern increases your risk of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. It also zaps your energy. Now, I'm not talking about running a marathon, but just a few minutes of gentle movement after eating, like walking or standing, can help your muscles use that sugar and bring your levels down naturally. It helps your body work more efficiently, especially for us older folks. It's the same with digestion. As we age, our digestive system slows down. The muscles that move food through your body don't contract as strongly. That means more bloating, discomfort, and sluggish metabolism. And lying down right after eating? That makes it worse. It allows stomach acid to creep back up the esophagus, increasing the risk of reflux and indigestion. You've probably felt that burning sensation before. I know I have. One day I ate a bowl of pasta and decided to lie down for a quick nap. I woke up coughing and uncomfortable, my chest tight. That's when I realized something as simple as posture could be affecting not just my comfort, but my health. There's also circulation. After a meal, blood rushes to your stomach to help digestion. But if you're sitting with poor posture or lying down, that circulation can get sluggish. The body doesn't like being still for too long, especially not after food. So what do? We make the 30 minutes after eating count. That might sound like a big deal, but it's not. It just means being mindful, choosing not to collapse into the recliner right after your last bite, choosing to give your body a chance to do what it was made to do: digest, circulate, absorb. One thing I started doing is walking. Not far, just 10 to 15 minutes around the block or even inside the house. Sometimes I take out the trash, water the plants, or wipe down the kitchen counter. That light activity doesn't just help my blood sugar, it helps me feel better, lighter, more awake. My digestion improved, my energy returned. Another habit I picked up was simply staying upright. If I didn't feel like walking, I'd stand and do some light stretches by the window. I'd breathe deeply, or even just sit up straight in a chair and do some gentle arm movements. You'd be amazed at how much your body appreciates that small effort. And here's the thing, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about choosing awareness over autopilot. Because after 60, everything you do matters more. Your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to, but it does respond to care. And those 30 minutes after your meal, they're one of the easiest and most effective times to show that care. Let me pause here for a second and say, if this is speaking to you, if you've ever wondered why you feel sluggish after meals or why your numbers aren't improving, even when you're eating right, take a second to like this video and subscribe to GlowingAge. You're not alone in this. And sometimes the answers are simpler than we think. They're just not talked about enough. Now back to this powerful window of time after you eat. Imagine those 30 minutes as an opportunity, not a chore, an invitation to help your body thrive. It's a chance to reset, to gently assist your digestion, to manage your blood sugar, to feel more energized instead of drained. I've even turned it into a ritual. After dinner, I wash the dishes slowly, one by one. Then I walk the hallway a few times. If my joints feel stiff, I do a few shoulder rolls, a few ankle circles. Nothing fancy, just movement. And let me tell you something, those tiny choices add up. I sleep better, my heartburn is gone, my blood work improved. My doctor was amazed, but more importantly, I feel better, more in tune with my body, more in control. And isn't that what we all want in our golden years? Not just more time, but more quality, more energy, more lightness. So the next time you finish a meal, pause, then stand, move, walk, stretch. Let that 30-minute window become your secret weapon. Because it's not just what you eat, it's what you do after you eat that determines how well you live. And the good news, you can start today. No gym, no equipment, just your body, your breath, and a little bit of intention. You've come this far. Let's help your body go even further, 30 minutes at a time. Common mistakes most seniors make after meals. You'd be surprised how many of us are making the same quiet mistakes right after a meal. Mistakes that feel harmless in the moment, but slowly chip away at our energy, digestion, and long-term health. I didn't realize it myself until I started paying attention. And once I did, I saw the pattern so clearly. It always started the same way. I'd eat lunch, then think, I'll just rest for a minute. Maybe read the paper, maybe stretch out on the couch, then a nap would sneak in. 30 minutes became an hour. I'd wake up groggy, my stomach unsettled, my back stiff. It felt normal for a while until it didn't. Over time, I started noticing bloating that hadn't been there before, acid reflux, brain fog, and I began asking myself, is this just aging, or am I doing something that's making it worse? Turns out I was, and I wasn't alone. So let's talk about the most common mistakes older adults make right after eating, and why they matter more than we think. Mistake number 1, lying down too soon. This is the big one. It feels natural to want to rest after a meal, especially after a big dinner. But lying down, especially flat on your back, can cause the acid in your stomach to flow upward, leading to heartburn or acid reflux. Over time, this can lead to more serious digestive issues. It can even impact your sleep if you tend to eat late and then head straight for bed. Gravity is your friend when it comes to digestion. Sitting or standing upright helps food move more efficiently through your digestive tract. Lying down slows everything and causes more discomfort than you may realize. Mistake number 2, staying completely still for too long. Many people finish a meal and sit, sometimes for hours, watching TV, reading, scrolling. And while resting isn't inherently bad, sitting for long stretches without movement can spike your blood sugar, especially in seniors. I remember reading a study that said even just 2 minutes of light walking after a meal can dramatically lower blood sugar levels. 2 minutes, that blew my mind. Even light activity, standing, doing dishes, gentle stretches, helps your body process food more effectively. But staying still, it signals the body to slow down when it should be mobilizing its resources. Mistake number 3, drinking large amounts of liquid right after a meal. Now don't get me wrong, hydration is crucial, but chugging water or tea right after you eat can dilute your digestive enzymes, making it harder for your stomach to break down food. This can lead to bloating and incomplete digestion. Instead, sip gently during your meal. Then wait 30-60 minutes before drinking large amounts of fluid. This supports digestion without overwhelming the stomach. Mistake number 4, eating again out of habit. You've probably done this. Finished a meal, sat down to relax, and then suddenly you're reaching for a snack, not because you're hungry, but because it's routine. Maybe a cookie with your tea, a handful of nuts, a second piece of fruit. The problem? This constant grazing keeps your digestive system working non-stop. It doesn't get a break. It also keeps insulin levels elevated, which can contribute to weight gain and metabolic issues. When you give your body a break between meals, 2 to 4 hours depending on your needs, you allow it to reset. That time is valuable. It's when your body repairs, balances blood sugar, and uses energy more efficiently. Mistake number 5, poor posture. This one's easy to overlook. You eat your meal, then slouch back in your chair or sink into the couch. But that rounded posture compresses your abdomen and slows digestion. It can also contribute to back pain, poor breathing, and fatigue. Try this instead. After eating, sit upright with your shoulders relaxed and feet flat on the ground. Breathe deeply. Give your body space to do its job. I've made every one of these mistakes, not because I was careless, but because no one ever taught me otherwise. These habits feel comforting in the moment, but they come with a long-term cost. Now, I want to say this gently. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. Most of us weren't raised with this kind of knowledge. We did what felt good, what looked normal. And honestly, after working hard all our lives, sitting down and resting after a meal feels earned. But we also deserve to feel good, to feel light, clear, strong. And that means reconsidering what we do with our bodies in those quiet moments after eating. Now, here's the good news. Every one of these habits can be changed, slowly, gently, with intention. You don't have to overhaul your life. Just start with one change. Maybe you decide to stand for 10 minutes after your next meal, or wait 30 minutes before having that second cup of tea, or keep your body upright while chatting with a friend instead of sinking into the recliner. Little shifts, that's where the magic happens. Because the more you understand what your body needs, the easier it is to give it. And after 60, that understanding becomes a kind of power, a quiet one, a healing one. So the next time you finish a meal, don't think of it as the end of something. Think of it as the beginning. The beginning of how your body will use that food. The beginning of a new rhythm. The beginning of better energy, smoother digestion, and longer life. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing it differently. Because now you know better, and that changes everything. What actually happens in your body right after you eat. Let's take a moment to really understand what's happening inside your body in the 30 minutes after you eat. Because once you know what's going on behind the scenes, it becomes much easier to make smarter choices. The truth is, your body doesn't stop working when the meal ends. In fact, for the next couple of hours, it's doing some of its most important work. As soon as that food hits your stomach, your digestive system kicks into high gear. The stomach releases acids and enzymes to break it all down, proteins, carbs, fats, turning your meal into smaller components your body can absorb. Your pancreas sends out insulin to help move glucose from your bloodstream into your cells for energy. Your liver gets to work processing nutrients and detoxifying anything that doesn't belong. It's a beautiful system, but as we get older, that system slows down. The stomach produces less acid. The muscles that push food through the intestines aren't as strong. The pancreas doesn't respond as quickly or as efficiently to spikes in blood sugar. And that makes everything from digestion to energy regulation a little harder than it used to be. I remember sitting in my doctor's office a few years ago. My blood sugar levels were creeping up, even though I wasn't eating any differently. I asked him why. He said, "It's not always about what you eat, it's how your body handles it afterward, and the older we get, the more help our body needs." That hit me, because I realized I couldn't treat my body the same way I did at 40. It needed more care, more patience, and a better understanding of how things were changing. So here's what happens after you eat, and why it matters so much. Number 1, blood sugar spikes. As food is broken down, especially carbs, glucose enters your bloodstream. That's normal. But in older adults, insulin doesn't work as efficiently, so the sugar stays in your blood longer. High blood sugar over time can lead to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even memory problems. But here's the part most people miss. Light movement after eating, just standing or walking, can help your muscles absorb that sugar more quickly, reducing the spike and easing the load on your pancreas. Number 2, blood gets diverted to the digestive system. Your body naturally sends more blood to your stomach and intestines after a meal to help with digestion. That's why you sometimes feel sleepy after eating. The brain gets a little less blood flow. But if you lie down or sit in a slouched position, that circulation slows even more. It can leave you feeling groggy, dizzy, or uncomfortable. Staying upright and gently moving helps keep blood flowing evenly. Number 3, the digestive process begins but slowly. With age, the stomach empties more slowly. That can cause bloating, discomfort, and even nausea, especially if you eat a heavy meal and then sit still. Some older adults experience something called gastroparesis, where food sits in the stomach too long, creating a feeling of fullness that lasts for hours. Standing up, walking, or even doing the dishes helps stimulate digestion and prevent that sluggish feeling. Number 4, inflammation risk increases. Certain foods, especially processed carbs or sugary meals, can trigger low-grade inflammation after eating. In younger people, the body bounces back faster. But in older adults, the inflammatory response can be stronger and last longer. This kind of chronic inflammation is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, joint pain, and cognitive decline. The good news, movement after meals reduces inflammatory markers in the blood. Even 5 minutes of slow walking can make a measurable difference. Number 5, your brain and mood respond. Most people don't realize that what you do after eating affects your mental clarity. When blood sugar spikes too high and crashes too quickly, it can cause fatigue, irritability, and foggy thinking. Seniors are especially vulnerable to this. But balancing blood sugar through light activity and smart post-meal choices can help stabilize your mood and improve focus. It's all connected. Your heart, your brain, your gut, they're in constant conversation. And what you do after eating plays a big part in how well they get along. Let me pause here and say, if this explanation is helping you understand your body better, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to GlowingAge. Our community is growing with people just like you, curious, caring, and ready to live this chapter of life with more wisdom and joy. Now back to what really matters. You don't have to memorize everything I've just said. Just remember this, your body is working with you, not against you. And when you give it a little help right after eating, it thanks you in 100 small ways. Less bloating, more energy, better sleep, clearer thinking, longer life. So the next time you finish your meal, picture your body behind the scenes hard at work. Let that image remind you to support it, to move, to breathe, to stand tall and stay present. Because what's happening inside you is powerful, and your choices shape the outcome. And that's the beauty of aging with awareness. You get to be an active participant in your own health, even after 70, especially after 70. Every meal is an opportunity, and those 30 minutes that follow, they're the secret sauce. Use them well, and your body will carry you farther than you ever thought possible. Best practices, what you should do in the first 30 minutes. Now that you know what your body is doing after a meal, let's talk about what you can do to help it. Because that 30-minute window, it's a gift. And what you do during that time can either support your digestion, your blood sugar, and your energy, or slowly wear them down. The good news, you don't need a gym, you don't need equipment, you don't need perfect health. You just need a little movement, a little posture, and a little intention. Here are the best things you can do in the 30 minutes after eating, and why they matter. Number 1, go for a gentle walk. This is the gold standard. Just 10 to 15 minutes of slow walking after a meal has been shown to help lower blood sugar, improve digestion, and even regulate cholesterol. It gets your muscles involved in processing the glucose in your blood and helps prevent that sluggish feeling. You don't have to go far, walk the hallway, the yard, around your living room. Some days I walk back and forth between the kitchen and the front door 5 or 6 times. It adds up, it helps, and it feels good. Number 2, stand and do light chores. Washing dishes, wiping the counter, watering the plants, folding laundry. These simple, upright activities keep your body gently moving and help your digestion keep working too. When I started doing dishes right after dinner instead of letting them sit overnight, I noticed something strange. I slept better. It wasn't just the clean kitchen, it was the movement. My body appreciated that little bit of activity before I sat down to relax. Number 3, stretch and breathe. Sometimes I don't feel like walking, especially if my knees are stiff or the weather's bad. On those days, I do a few standing stretches, I roll my shoulders, I reach my arms overhead, I twist gently from side to side, and most importantly, I breathe. Deep, slow breaths after a meal activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode. It lowers stress hormones and tells your body, you're safe, you can digest now. Number 4, sit upright with good posture. If you absolutely need to sit down, make sure you're sitting upright. Feet flat on the ground, spine tall, shoulders relaxed, no slouching into the couch or hunching forward over a phone. Good posture supports your lungs, your stomach, your spine. It keeps blood flowing properly and helps food move through your system more efficiently. Sometimes I sit by the window after lunch watching the birds, but I sit tall. Breathe slow, stay present. It's a simple ritual and my body responds with calm and clarity. Number 5, engage in light conversation or reflection. Talking with someone after a meal, not heavy debate, just simple, pleasant conversation, also helps your body stay alert and your digestion stay active. Even talking to a pet or making a phone call can help keep your mind and body engaged. Or if you're alone, take a moment to write in a journal. Reflect, look at old photos, light a candle, keep your spirit gently awake. Now maybe you're thinking, that all sounds nice, but what if I have mobility issues? I understand. Movement doesn't have to mean walking laps. Even shifting positions in your chair, raising your arms, tapping your feet, or doing circles with your wrists and ankles makes a difference. The goal is to keep things circulating, to stay awake to your body, to help your system work with you instead of feeling like it's always slowing down. And the best part? These habits don't require extra time. They replace the less helpful habits we fall into, like sinking into the couch, snacking when we're not hungry, or scrolling endlessly without moving. Here's what I tell myself: do one good thing after each meal, just one. Some days it's walking. Some days it's stretching. Some days it's doing the dishes while humming an old tune. Every one of those little things is a message to your body that says, I care, I'm still here, I want to feel good. And your body hears it, trust me. Over time, these post-meal habits become part of your rhythm. They help you digest more easily, sleep more deeply, think more clearly, and age more gracefully. Because the 30 minutes after you eat aren't just a buffer, they're an opportunity. An opportunity to treat your body with care, to support your energy instead of draining it, to make tomorrow a little easier by making today a little wiser. So after your next meal, take a breath. Stand, move, stretch, smile, and feel the difference that just a few minutes of intention can make. Long-term benefits of healthy post-meal habits. You might be thinking, can something this small, just a little walking or stretching after I eat, really make a difference in the long run? And I get it, it sounds too simple to be powerful. But the truth is, small habits done consistently are what shape our lives, especially after 60. Because by the time we reach our later years, our bodies aren't looking for extreme changes. They're looking for steadiness, for rhythm, for little things that protect us day after day. And those 30 minutes after a meal, they're like little investments. You might not see the reward tomorrow, but over time they compound into something truly life-changing. Let me share what I've seen in my own life and in others I've known. When I started walking after meals, just 10 minutes a couple times a day, I didn't expect much. But within a few weeks, I noticed my pants were a little looser. I wasn't falling asleep in my chair after lunch anymore. My stomach felt less bloated. I felt lighter. My doctor was the one who really noticed. My blood sugar levels improved. My blood pressure dropped slightly, and even my cholesterol numbers nudged in the right direction. That's when I knew this wasn't just about digestion, it was about long-term health. Because here's what science and experience tells us. Number 1, post-meal movement improves blood sugar control. This is huge, especially for seniors. After you eat, your blood sugar rises. But a short walk helps your muscles absorb glucose, keeping your levels steady and reducing the load on your pancreas. That reduces your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, or helps manage it if you already have it. Number 2, it supports heart health. When you keep moving after a meal, you encourage circulation. That helps your blood vessels stay flexible. It lowers bad cholesterol and improves blood pressure. Over time, it protects your heart from stress and reduces inflammation that contributes to heart disease. Number 3, it improves digestion. I used to think gas and bloating were just a normal part of getting older, but they're often signs that our digestive system needs more movement. Gentle activity after meals helps your stomach empty more efficiently and reduces symptoms like acid reflux, constipation, or that heavy, uncomfortable feeling. Number 4, it can aid weight management. You don't have to count calories or start dieting. Just moving after meals boosts your metabolism slightly and helps regulate appetite. You feel full longer, you snack less, you're less likely to have late-night cravings. It's a natural, gentle way to keep your weight where it belongs. Number 5, it supports mental health. This one surprised me the most. Walking after a meal, even just 5 minutes improved my mood. I felt less irritable, less foggy. There's real science behind that too. Movement after eating helps regulate serotonin and dopamine, the brain chemicals tied to happiness and focus. Number 6, it reduces fall risk and improves balance. The more often you use your body, even in small ways, the stronger your muscles and reflexes stay. That protects you from falls, one of the biggest threats to independence in our later years. All of these benefits aren't about extreme effort. They're about repetition, kindness to your body, a little discipline mixed with a lot of care. I once knew a woman in her 80s named June. She'd walk her tiny dog after every meal, even in the rain. People thought she was just keeping the dog healthy, but she was doing it for herself too. She told me, "That little walk saves my life every day." She wasn't wrong. And let me say this clearly, it's never too late to start. Whether you're 65 or 85, whether you've struggled with health or you're feeling strong, your body will always respond to care. Always. It may take time, but it will respond. And those post-meal habits, they're easy to repeat, easy to build on, easy to make your own. Maybe you play soft music while you do the dishes. Maybe you call your sister while walking the hallway. Maybe you stretch with your grandkids while talking about their day. Whatever it looks like, you're sending a message to your body. You still matter. That message carries power. Let me pause and ask, if you found something helpful or inspiring in this, please like the video and subscribe to GlowingAge. You're part of a movement, one that believes in aging well, aging wisely, and aging with joy. Because here's the honest truth. What you do after you eat today might be what keeps you living well tomorrow. So walk, stretch, stand tall. Not to impress anyone, not to lose weight, not to chase some impossible goal. But because your health matters, your comfort matters, your life still matters. And every time you honor it, even in the smallest ways, you extend it. Not just in years, but in strength, in dignity, in light. So the next time you finish your meal, don't sit still. Do so. Mething kind for your body. Because the gift of a longer, better life might just begin with what you do in those quiet, ordinary minutes after you eat. Adapting these habits to fit your lifestyle at any age. Now let's bring it all together. You've heard the science. You've heard the stories. You've probably seen yourself in some of these examples. And maybe, just maybe, you're starting to believe that what you do after a meal really can shape the rest of your life. But here's where most people get stuck. They say, it sounds good, but I can't keep up with routines. Or, I don't move like I used to. Or, it's too late for me. And I want to stop you right there. It is not too late. Whether you're in your early 60s or into your 90s, your body is listening. It may not respond as quickly. It may need a little more patience. But it's never done listening, and it's never too late to treat it with love. The key is this: start small and make it yours. You don't need a schedule taped to your fridge. You don't need timers and fitness trackers. What you need is rhythm. Simple habits that become so natural you barely have to think about them. Let me share a few ideas to help you build your own after-meal ritual. Number 1, choose one small movement you enjoy. Maybe it's walking, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's light cleaning, maybe it's dancing slowly to music you love. The best exercise is the one you'll do willingly and happily. Movement should be a gift, not a punishment. Number 2, connect it with something you already do. Pair your new habit with something familiar. For example, after I eat, I turn on the radio and do 2 songs worth of movement. After I eat, I make a cup of tea and walk while it brews. After I eat, I water the plants or wipe the counters. Attaching a habit to a routine makes it stick. It becomes part of the flow of your day. Number 3, keep it simple and forgive imperfection. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you won't. Some days you'll forget. That's life. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence. It's coming back to your intention when you can without guilt or shame. I like to ask myself after every meal, what's the kindest thing I can do for my body right now? The answer is almost always movement. Gentle, loving, simple. Number 4, use reminders that feel good. Maybe a note on your fridge, maybe a song that makes you smile, maybe a friend who walks with you. You can even build a little ritual, a gratitude thought, a prayer, a favorite tune. Make it something you look forward to, not just another task. Number 5, track how you feel, not numbers. Don't obsess over step counts or weight or blood pressure, though those things may improve. Instead, track how you feel. Am I sleeping better? Do I have more energy in the afternoon? Do I feel more clear-headed? Is my digestion more comfortable? When you notice even small changes, that's your body saying, thank you. And if you're living with limited mobility, remember, movement is relative. If walking isn't easy, try arm raises while seated, leg lifts or ankle rolls, chair yoga, even deep breathing with arm movements. There is always something you can do, and doing it regularly sends a message to every part of your body. You're still alive, let's keep going. So what do you do 30 minutes after eating? You honor your body. You thank it. You move it. You support it. Because those quiet minutes aren't just downtime. They're healing time. And when you use them well, every day just a little, you're not just living longer. You're living better. You're choosing strength over stillness, joy over grogginess, connection over routine. You're telling your future self, I'm taking care of us now. And your future self will thank you, I promise. So take the next small step. After your next meal, don't rush, don't collapse, don't scroll. Rise, breathe, move, and let that be your legacy. One step, one meal, one day at a time. Aging well doesn't require big changes. It requires consistent care. And those small steps you take after each meal, standing, moving, breathing, are powerful ways to honor your body and add years to your life. If this message helped shift the way you think about daily habits, please like this video and subscribe to GlowingAge. Here, we believe in growing stronger, not just older. So after your next meal, take a moment, not just to digest your food, but to nourish your future. One mindful step at a time.